Good morning, student. I hope you all have done the previous exercise of subject and predicate. Okay, so today we will start chapter 3 phrases and clauses. Okay, chapter 3 phrases and clauses. Okay, so before starting this chapter, we should know already we studied sentence, kinds of sentence, subject and predicate. Okay, so before starting phrases and clauses, we should know what is a sentence. Okay, we should know what is a sentence. So we already know what is a sentence. A sentence is a group of words which has subject and predicate and it gives complete meaning. Okay, in subject and predicate also, what is subject? What is subject? The subject is that part of a sentence about which something is said. And the predicate is that part of a sentence which tells something about the subject. Okay. So, we already know what is a sentence. Sentence is a group of words which has subject and predicate. Okay. And it gives complete meaning. So, now what is phrase and clause? One by one we will study about it. Phrase and clause. So first I'll start with phrase. You can see I have written here. What is a phrase? Phrase is you can see a phrase is a group of words without a subject and a predicate and makes an incomplete sense. Phrase is a group of words. So in the phrase we will get some words, some group of words we will get, okay? But that group of words, it has no subject and no predicate, okay? Without verb, okay? Without subject and verb combination, okay? In phrase we will get the group of words, but we will not get subject and verb. We will not get subject and predicate. So without subject and predicate, that means it will not give the complete sense. Okay. So it's mean that gives an incomplete sense, that is called a phrase. Here are some examples. My brother is a good cricketer. My brother is a good cricketer. In this sentence, you can see here, this is a sentence. It has subject and predicate also. You can see my brother is the subject. From is till cricketer it is predicate. Okay. So, what these group of words? Here in a sentence we get a good cricketer. Okay. In this part only, a good cricketer. Here subject is not given. Subject is not given here. In this part only I am talking about, not the full sentence, okay? So these group of words, a good cricketer, okay? These group of words which has no subject, no verb, okay? And it does not give the complete meaning. Only it gives some meaning but not the complete meaning. Okay, it gives some meaning but not the complete meaning. So that is, this part is called a phrase. This part is called a phrase. Okay, so what is a phrase? Phrase is a group of words without a subject and a predicate, without subject and verb. It will give some meaning, but it will not give the complete meaning. Okay, it will not give complete meaning. That is called a phrase. Okay, so the another example you can see, my mother was wearing a diamond necklace. Again here This is a sentence, full sentence. Okay, so only this one, a diamond necklace, a diamond necklace. So here also a diamond necklace, this means this is a group of words, but here no subject and no predicate. It means there is no subject and there is no verb. It is giving some meaning but not the complete meaning. Okay, so a diamond necklace, this part is called a phrase. This part is called a phrase. Okay, so another example, our school library is full of new books. Our school library is full of new books. Okay, so here you can see full of new books. Here also we are not getting any subject, any verb. Okay, this is only a group of words, only a group of words which is not giving the complete sense, complete meaning. Okay, that is called a phrase. So a phrase is a group of words. A phrase is a group of words without a subject and predicate. Okay, without a subject and predicate, and makes an incomplete sense. Clear? So it is a group of word and it does not contain a subject and verb. It does not contain subject and verb, and without subject and verb it will not give the complete meaning. Okay, without subject and verb it will not give the complete meaning. It will not give the complete sense. So these group of words is phrase. Okay, these group of words are known as phrase. Now I hope you understood what is a phrase. Okay, some more examples. A wealthy man. Some more examples like a wealthy man. Okay, on the table. Some more example I am writing. Wealthy man on the table. Okay, here I am writing phrase examples. You can see phrase, some examples on the table. Okay, on the table. Near my house. Near my house. So these are the group of words, no? Another example, after long time. After long time. Okay, so these are the group of words, no? Another one more example I am writing, in the ground. In the ground. So these are the groups of word. Okay, these are the group of words. It has some meaning but not the complete meaning. Okay, and we can see here there is no subject and no verb. There is no subject and no verb. Without subject, without verb, without subject and predicate, it will not give the complete meaning. Okay, so that is called a phrase. Okay, so when we complete this sentence, that can be like that, the book is on the table. So when I write this, the book is on the table, then it will give the complete meaning. Okay, so that will okay, the book is on the table. Now it is giving the complete meaning. Okay, so now here we are getting the subject and predicate. We are getting the subject, the book is on the table, predicate. Okay, but when we talk about only these group of words, it is not giving the complete sense. Okay, these are only the group of words without subject and predicate. Okay, near my house, after long time, in the ground. Okay, so these are without subject and predicate. So these group of words, what we say, that is phrase. That is phrase. Okay, so when we complete, it can be like, just we write it like that, the book is on the table, now it is giving the complete meaning, but this is a sentence. Okay, so I hope you understood what is a phrase. Phrase is a group of words. Here again, phrase is a group of words without a subject and a predicate, without subject and predicate, and makes an incomplete sense. That is called a phrase. Okay, so the key points we have to remember in phrase, it is group of words. Okay, it is group of words, but here no subject verb combination. Okay, in phrase we will not get subject and verb. Okay, no subject and verb. Here no subject and verb. Okay, no subject and verb. We will not get in phrase any subject and verb. It does not give complete meaning. Without subject and verb, it will not give the complete meaning. So these group of words is called sentence. Okay, so I hope you understood what is a phrase. What is a phrase? Phrase you already understood. Now the next is clause. The next is clause. Okay, what is a clause? Okay, what is a clause? Clause is a group of words. A clause is a group of words which contains a subject and a predicate. Okay, which contains a subject and a predicate and is a part of a sentence. Okay, so in clause we will get the subject. It is also the group of words, and we will get the subject also. Okay, we will get subject and predicate. We will get subject and verb. Okay, but it is a part of sentence. Okay, now what is the difference between in sentence and clause? What is the difference between in sentence and clause? Okay, sentence always gives complete sense. Okay, sentence always gives complete meaning, complete sense. But in clause, this is a part of a sentence. Okay, a clause, it is also the group of words which contain a subject and predicate. Okay, we will get in the clause group of words and subject verb combination will be here. Subject verb combination we will get. It's mean in clause we will get subject and verb. We will get subject and verb, but it is a part of a sentence. Clear? Just see the example. Here it is written, the baby who is smiling is mine. First example, the baby who is smiling is mine. So here, whatever the part I have underlined here, who is smiling, this is a sentence, full sentence. If I don't underline this, this is a sentence. Okay, the baby who is smiling is mine. This is a sentence. Okay, now here who is smiling, only this part, when you see this part, so here we get the subject and we get the verb also. Okay, we get the subject and verb, but as you can see, it is a part of a sentence. It is a part of a sentence. Okay. So the baby who is smiling is mine. Okay, so this part, whatever I have underlined here, who is smiling, this part is called a clause, because as per the definition, as per the, just you see, group of words is here. It has subject. Who is the subject? Okay, and is this smiling predicate? We are getting the subject and predicate. Okay, and this, but this is a part of a sentence. This is a part of a sentence, this full sentence. Okay, the baby who is smiling is mine. Now the next example, the boy whom I met yesterday is my friend's brother. The boy whom I met yesterday is my friend's brother. Again, this is a big sentence. The boy whom I met yesterday is my friend's brother. This is a big sentence. And the part I have underlined here, whom I met yesterday, this part is called a clause. Whom I met yesterday, this part is called a clause, because we are getting the subject and predicate. Subject and predicate. So, but as you can see, we are getting the group of words. These are the group of words. It has subject and predicate, but it is a part of a sentence. Okay, but it is a part of a sentence. Another example is Harry reached the station when the train had already left. Okay, Harry reached the station when the train had already left. So, in this sentence also you can see this is also a big sentence. This is also a big sentence. And the underlined part is a clause. When the train had already left. This part when the train had already left, this part is called clause. Why? Because it is a group of words. When the train had already left, okay, it is a group of words. It has the subject train, okay, it has the subject train and the predicate had already left. Okay, it has the subject train, the train had already left, and predicate also given. So it has the subject and predicate. It is a group of words, but it is a part of a sentence. Okay, it is a part of a sentence. Clear? Now I'll just give the little introduction of that dependent and independent clause. Okay, dependent and independent clause that you will study in detail in the next class. Just you can see here, this is the baby who is smiling is mine. And this one also, here we are getting the dependent clause and independent clause. Okay, another example I am writing, then you can understand easily. If if he comes, I will help him. I will help him. Okay, if he comes, I will help him. Okay, this is a sentence. When I read the full, if he comes, I will help him. Okay, so this is a sentence. Clear? Because we are getting the subject and predicate. Now just see, when you divide this part, so if he comes, okay, and another one is I will help you. Okay, so in two parts I have divided this sentence. So first is if he comes, and the second is I will help you. Sorry, I will help him. I will help him. Okay, I will help him. Clear? So just according the that definition I have given earlier, a clause is a group of words. Clause is a group of words which has subject and predicate, which has verb, subject and verb combination. It has also in the first part you can see subject is given here. This is the subject, comes verb. Okay, it is given here. In this also you will see subject. Okay, in this part also you will see subject and will help verb. Will help verb. Okay, so will help verb. I hope you understand. You are just, it is clear, no, that if he comes, he is subject, comes verb. Okay, so in clause we get the group of words. We are getting the subject and verb also. We get subject and predicate also. Okay, but it is a part of a sentence. So how it is a part of sentence, you can see in the first example. Here if I say if he comes what? If he comes, it is not giving the complete meaning, no? Okay, if it is not giving the complete sense. So that this kind of clause, it is called dependent clause. Okay, dependent clause. And I will help him. I will help him. It has subject and predicate, and if I just separate this I will help him from if he comes, so it is giving the complete meaning. I will help him. So I will help him, it is giving the complete sense, complete meaning. And this part is called independent clause. This part is called independent clause. Okay, so dependent clause, independent clause, you will study in the next classes in detail. So here I have just given the little introduction of that dependent and independent clause. Clear? With this example, if he comes, I will help him. This is a sentence. If he comes, I will help him. This is a sentence. Okay, here we are getting the two clauses. If he comes, one clause, I will help him, second clause. So here we are getting two clauses. First clause is called if he comes, dependent clause. It is called dependent clause. And I will help him. This is the second clause, it is called independent clause. Dependent means which is depend on others. So this part, if he comes, this part is, as you can see, this part is depends on the another part. This part is depend on the other part. Okay, so but if I talk about this, I will help him, it is independent, means it does not depend on any sentence, any it doesn't need any help. It doesn't need any help. Okay, I will help him, it itself a complete sentence, itself a complete clause. Okay, so here I hope you understood dependent and independent clause. In detail you will study in the further classes. Okay, in the next classes you will study in detail. Now in your book it is not given dependent and independent clause. I have given just little introduction of that. Clear? So till now whatever we studied, just revise. Okay, first we studied phrase. Okay, what is a phrase? A phrase is a group of words without a subject and a predicate and makes an incomplete sense. It's mean phrase has also the group of words, but it does not have subject and predicate, and it will not give the complete meaning. Without subject and predicate it will not give the complete meaning. As you can see in the first example, a good cricketer, subject and verb both are missing. No subject and verb combination is here. Okay, so phrase is a group of words without subject and without predicate, without subject and verb combination, that is called a phrase. Okay, many examples I have written here also, on the table, near my house, after long time, in the ground, and here also many examples, a diamond necklace, full of new books. Okay, so these these group of words, no subject and no verb. It doesn't have any subject and verb. No verb and subject. No subject and verb combination is there. Okay, that is called a phrase. And in clause, a clause is a group of words which contain subject and predicate, but it is a part of a sentence. Okay, so just revise like that only. Just both, if I talk about what phrase and clause. So in phrase we get the group of words. In clause also we get the group of words. In phrase we don't get subject and predicate, but in clause we get subject and predicate. In phrase we don't get subject and predicate, in clause we get subject and predicate. Okay, phrase does not give the complete meaning, but clause it gives meaning, and when it is independent clause it gives the complete meaning, and when it is dependent clause it does not give the complete meaning. Okay, so that already I defined here. As you can see, there are two clauses. If he comes, I will help him. Okay, so here this part gives the complete meaning and this part is dependent clause. Okay, so phrase we don't get subject and verb, clause we get subject and verb. Okay, phrase we don't get subject and verb, clause we get the subject and verb. This is the difference between phrase and clause. So phrase is a group of word which has no subject and predicate, no subject and verb, and it does not give the complete meaning. It does not give the complete sense. That is called a phrase. In clause, it is also the group of word. It has subject and predicate. It has subject and predicate like sentence, but it is a part of a sentence. Okay, and what is the difference between clause and sentence? Clause and sentence. Sentence always it gives the complete sense, or always it gives the complete sense. The sun rises in the east. It is a example of sentence. But clause, it has subject and predicate, but it is a part of a sentence. Okay, it has subject and predicate, but it is a part of a sentence. Okay, clear? I hope you understood this topic. So again I just give some homework to you. You can do it. Okay, so this exercise I am showing here. Okay, now just see this exercise. Write this. Okay, write whether the underlined group of words is a phrase or a clause. Okay, so this exercise you can do in your copy. Okay, so this exercise you can do it. Here it is given, we underline words, underlined group of words, we have to identify whether it is phrase or clause. Whether it is phrase or clause. Total 6 sentences are here. Okay, total 6 statements are here. First one, I am giving the answer of the first example, first statement. Rest 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. These you will do. Okay. So the first one is, the boy who was walking through the street heard a dog barking. Okay. The boy who was walking through the street heard a dog barking. Clear? So here the underlined group of words here, who was walking through the street. We have to identify this group of words, it is phrase or clause. Okay, it is phrase or clause. Who was walking through the street? I know you know the answer. Who was walking through the street? Okay, so in this sentence, in this group of words, we are getting subject or not? We are getting or not? Okay, yes, we are getting the subject. Who? Do we get the verb also, predicate also? Just see. Just see. Who is the subject and rest are was walking through the street, predicate. We are getting the subject and verb, subject and predicate. It's mean this is phrase or clause? Clause. Okay. So in clause we get the subject and predicate, no? So this part is a clause. So answer 1 will be clause. Answer 1 will be clause. Okay. So next 2 to 6 you will do in your copy. This one. Okay. I hope all will do and all will give the correct answer of this second, third, fourth, fifth and sixth answer. Okay. This is your homework. Clear? So I am just going to end this topic here. Okay, bye. Take care.